when I say this stuff is trippy, what I mean is that when you start talking in ancient terms about it, it starts to sound like mumbo jumbo. But back when we did the Timaeus, which is Plato's dialogue kind of about some of this stuff, I argued that if you translate this into modern terms, it's actually not mumbo jumbo at all. It's like basically how we still talk about this stuff. Think about when we study math, right? What we say about math is that it is this sort of reason that undergirds the whole universe. It's this order that if we understand the order, we can understand not only where the planets are going to go, but also what's going to happen if I drop my coffee cup on the floor, right? These rules of number, as Pythagoras would have called them, right? These rules of number inhere in everything. And the Stoics basically believe that that is God, that God is this mind, this set of ideas that just permeates the whole universe and is what you would call coterminous or coextensive with it. So you have matter and you have God, and God is constantly acting and matter is constantly being acted upon, which means that everything is sort of suffused with reason. And that is why my perceptions tell me something true. That's why when I see a black circle and I divine from this that there's a camera, right? There's a certain kind of inherent rationality in those perceptions, and I can recognize that rationality and say, yeah, that this thing that I'm seeing, this world that I'm seeing, does exist. It is ordered in the way that I perceive it because God himself pervades the whole universe. Now, you can see probably how close to Christianity this is. It's monotheist, and that's a little bit controversial in the ancient world, right? So philosophers are always these kind of kooky characters, and that's part of why I sort of introduced you to Zeno at the beginning, the founder of this school, right? They're always these kooky characters. Socrates was so out of the norm that he basically had to be removed from society, and this is one way in which the Stoics pressed up against the traditional Greek view of multiple gods, and that made them kind of weirdly attractive, even if they were ultimately pagans, right, to the Christians. And this idea that God permeates and animates the whole of the universe, that is also an idea that's quite compatible with Jewish theology and then ultimately with the Christian theology that emerges out of Judaism. But, right, the idea that matter and God are kind of in this eternal coterminous dance, right? That there is nothing beyond this material world, but that there's only what's in it, right? That's the place where Christians and Stoics differ, and they differ in this really crucial way.